my
What?
god.
I had it. There we are.
I
And on
like
time
that.
even. How about that?
I like that second last bing.
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 That
Yeah,
goes
but
like this.
then it goes fade to black, and I'm like, okay, is it gonna work? Uh, love love being positive about things. Anyhow,
What's up,
anyhow. Hi everybody.
everybody? Welcome to
Happy
Hey,
Tuesday.
Muck.
I know you guys all look Tuesday like it's I know.
What?
No,
What?
no
oh,
problem.
you,
I don't
you
know.
keep you keep fading in
You
and
went
out.
out.
Am
Yeah.
I?
Hmm
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to bed then. I'm going to sleep.
Just move your
And
lips like you did that one night, and we'll
I,
fill in the
Yeah.
blank.
Yeah.
okay, then, fine. Go for it, Shauna.
What's up, everybody? Okay, so it is Oklahoma night, and guess what's going on this month?
Nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Some of the scariest haunted attractions in Oklahoma to visit for spooky season. We have immersive horror experiences all across Oklahoma. You have the Guthrie Haunts. You have the Psychopath in Tulsa. You have the Asylum in OKC. You have Nightmare in the Country at nightmareinthecountry.com. You have in Enid. Enid has something called Nightmare Warehouse. And you have Trail of Fear, Haunted Scream Park in Oklahoma City. And then you have the Hex House. Then you have, of course, the Muskogee Castle. The Castle of Muskogee does a full-scale Halloween festival every October. I still have not yet to go. I want to go. It looks
Man,
very
that's the greatest
fun.
thing.
Oh my god. I really look forward to that one year. But also, we have stuff coming up with Ken and I, and then Ken, Pam, and Adrian and I. And then, like,
Who?
this
Where?
weekend, we have
What?
this isn't in
I
Oklahoma,
remember.
but it's in Missouri. We have the Oz Fair coming up this weekend. We're gonna be there at our table. I'm gonna be dressed as a pirate, so come and say hey if you're
Yar.
there at the Oz Fair. Yar! And then the weekend after, I'm going to be doing the live feed over at the Sleeper Mortuary, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And then at the very end of the month, it's going to be a mock at the Arkansas Paranormal Expo in Little Rock,
Woohoo!
Arkansas.
Good time.
Woohoo! Good
Looking
times.
looking forward to 6,000 miles in the next 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh
no.
my gosh, yeah, it's gonna be something.
It's not
It's
that
gonna
many.
be
It's only
something. I'm
only
only
3.
2 hours away from Sleeper Mortuary, so I'm pretty stoked on that one.
That's pretty
Well, we'd
cool.
be.
With that segue, we can ring in.
Oh, we have a guest. We have a guest this
Yes!
week. Right. What's your
That's
What's your
right.
name again?
Her name is Tory.
Tory Westhoff.
Tory Westhoff.
Tory. Yes.
Westhoff.
Welcome, Tory.
Welcome,
There you
Tory.
go. We'll bring her in. We'll bring her in.
Hi.
All right, that's fine.
Hi.
Trying to get it to where I have a good angle on my face.
On your face.
You
I
look
Okay.
fantastic.
get somebody. Apparently, somebody's been there. So.
Oh, love the
love-
sleeper.
Haunted
Ah.
neighbors. Cool.
I love
her.
I love sleeping.
She's so cool.
Big fan.
I do too. I love sleeping as well. That's always fun. But no, I will not be sleeping. I will be staying up as late as possible. Karen's gonna be there. Mike is gonna be there. Jen and Marsh are gonna be there. Patty's gonna be there. Who else gonna be there, Ken?
Karen's going to be there. Ken's going to be there. Angie's going to be there. So I think there's 8 of us, I believe.
Karen says Sean and I are gonna tear up having fun at Sleeper. Yeah, boy. We're gonna have a blast. I'm also gonna be doing a live feed with Marky Fultz. He's a psychic friend of mine. He's gonna try to see if his ghosty spirits can talk to the ghosty spirits there and see what can happen.
Cool.
So-
I'm interested.
I am very interested. So Tori, tell us a little bit about this place.
Well, Sleeper Mortuary is approximately 15,000 square feet of paranormal playground. It's 5,000 square feet per floor. We have a basement, a first floor, and a second floor. The original building was built in 1886 by Lyman Sleeper. He was a furniture maker. And originally it was called Sleeper Furniture and Undertaking. Back in those days, they used to kind of double dip in the pots because they could make their own caskets.
Hmm.
So they would make furniture and their own caskets. So they often, it wasn't uncommon to see the two specialties combined, so to speak. In 1915, Sleeper Mortuary burnt to the ground,
Oh
and
no.
Lyman Sleeper died that same year, later that same year. And my building was built in the same spot to replace the original. It was built in 1920 and it operated as a funeral home all the way up until 1998. After Lyman passed away in 1915, his son Alan took over the family business and ran the mortuary all the way up until 1958 when he passed away. Then John, which would be Alan's son and Lyman's grandson, took over the family business, and he ran that until 1960, only a few years. He was on his way back from transporting a body from Kansas City. He fell asleep at the wheel and then he died in that accident. Um, that's when you see the mortuary change over from Sleeper Mortuary over to Porter Kinzer because they bought it from the Sleeper estate. Let's see. Up until 1998, like I said, it ran as a funeral home. I have record of 2,700 funerals in Lion States that took place there in that building. And those are just the ones that were published in the newspaper, and I'm pretty sure that's just the lion's share of them. I don't think there's really any way to really get all of the names. But I tried because I'm a nerd and I like research, so I did that. In the early 2000s, it served as a college dorm on the second floor. The college students lived in there for about 3 months. The paranormal activity was pretty intense for them, and they moved out 3 months later. And then
Wow.
yeah, so then it was a series of businesses, anything from a basket store to a flea market to a photography studio, some law offices, and then the person that I purchased it from lived on the second floor for about 8 years, and then I bought it from him. So that's kind of where we are.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
So a lot of changeover between 2000, early 2000s through the time you
Yeah.
bought it, right?
Yep. Yep.
And did they
Yep.
all have? I'm guessing that everybody had problems and they weren't there long, or what?
Mm.
That's what I'm assuming. I don't know that for sure. The really cool part about it being a new location is the fact that uh, like information just keeps kind of coming out as we go along on this journey. I've only had the building for about 10 months. I bought it in January of this year. And I did have a police officer there like, just for other reasons. I had somebody that didn't like me very much and what I was doing with the building very much. So basically, there was an officer there because I was trespassing somebody, and he asked me what I was doing with the building, and I explained it. And then we got into this pretty deep conversation about how he had worked for the police department for quite a long time, and he would be one of the officers that would respond to the 911 calls that the college students were calling in for, saying that they were hearing talking in the building, crying, sometimes yelling. And so they would call 911 thinking that somebody was in the building. When the police would come and search the building, they would never find anybody. And then he followed up with everybody in this town knows that building is haunted.
Wow,
Wow.
that's pretty intense. Now, is he a believer or is he a non-believer?
He was a skeptic. He said he's never seen anything. He's never heard anything. Whenever he would search the building, he never felt weird. Never really never had any experiences. Not that he was willing to tell me anyway.
Okay.
Uh,
Wow. So, what's the community support like? Good,
so
indifferent.
For that
far,
one
so
person.
far, so good. So
Okay.
far, so good. I haven't really had a lot. I've only had one negative interaction, just one, and I'm not. I don't know. I don't really want to like
Don't
put
go into
anybody on.
You don't
details.
have
Yeah,
to.
Yeah.
I feel like there was other reasons. I don't think it was solely what I was doing with the building. I think there was some other things going on with that person that I had no control over. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
But for the most part, people are pretty supportive. Um,
Good.
we have this lady. She's a smoker and she lives at the apartments across the street, and they're not allowed to smoke at the apartment. So she will come. At first, she was sitting on the benches outside of the mortuary because, I mean, it was pretty much there was no traffic there. And then when she figured out what I was doing, she talks to groups a lot. She'll be out there. She'll be like, "Oh, are you having a good night?" And she'll engage in conversation because she's just super interested about what's going on over there. She's honestly really cool.
That's
That's
cool.
great. A real good
Yeah,
sweetheart.
yeah.
Gotta ask you this one. Sorry, guys, but I gotta ask you this one. You say it was a mortuary and um, a store or something. I forget what you
A
call it.
Furniture
furniture
store.
A
store.
furniture
Hmm.
store. So they made their own coffins, which is kind of pretty common at that
Hmm.
time. Did they have a casket elevator in the building?
They did. There
Okay.
was a freight elevator in the building.
Okay.
Now, this particular freight elevator was, it hung on like four cables, and like you like pulled the this metal cable down for it to go up, and you pushed it up for it to go down, and then somewhere in between to get it to stop. And it was really kind of rickety, had like no safety, anything on it. The bad part was the only way
Who
in
needs
and out
safety?
of, right? I mean, we're all adults here, right? We might have, if I would have left it in, we might have had a few ghost toes hanging out. I mean, you just never know. Um, but for safety reasons, I took the elevator out of it and I put a staircase in the elevator shaft for people to go down into the basement for that.
Cool.
But
Okay.
yeah, there was.
I was
And one
just
of the
curious.
interesting things that I had just actually learned within the last month, the building that is known as Sleeper Mortuary right now, the actual store, when it was built, was actually the whole brick building on the block. They have divided it up over the years into separate businesses, but Sleeper Mortuary and Undertaking was actually the entire brick building on the block. And I didn't know that until like about a month ago. I
Oh,
mean, it was
so
huge,
so all those ghosts
Wow.
that you have are all coming from the other one. They're tired of the people down there.
right? They're
See,
like,
there you go.
man,
They're like, it's quieter up here,
Yeah.
and
Just,
people like to talk to us.
right? I've had
just
10 people
report.
ask me what my name was in the last week.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Reports
Wow.
from the other occupants of that building. You
I'm
know,
sorry.
doors. Have there been any reports from the other occupants? You know, that are.
Not that they have been willing to say. Ironically, again, you just start finding out information when people start talking and stuff. But the guy that he either works or owns the building next to me, it's like a home decorator type thing. It sells flooring and things like that. He actually worked in the mortuary back when Pat and Paul Friskel owned the building, and he helped with like preparing the decedents for their services and things like that. And we actually just did a big walkthrough the mortuary, and he was telling me where things were. And he said that he had kind of reached that point in his life where we were at a fork. Like, do I want to pursue to be a mortician, or do I want to pursue another life path? And he ultimately ended up choosing a different life path. But it was really kind of neat to kind of see it for what it was through his eyes, and just all of the things that he pointed out for me during
That
that walk.
that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool that you've got people that actually work there that can
yeah.
are willing to share information.
So
Do have a
besides the
question for the chat.
oh,
It's
go ahead.
asking if since it's a street front and got buildings on each side, I guess. What would there be noticeable noise coming from the other businesses while people are there?
No, not normally, because by the time you get there, the other building is only open for maybe an hour or two, and then they close for the day. Um,
How's the street in front? Is it busy?
uh, sometimes, I mean, it can be, but mostly not. Most of the traffic that you're going to see in front of there is like police officers, because the police department, like you can see their parking lot from the front door of the mortuary. So they're
Oh,
like a half
that's
a
Oh.
good
block.
actually.
Yeah, they're like a
That's
half a block away.
big fan of
And
that
then
actually.
Yeah, and then the EMS slash fire station is like 2 blocks. Like if you're looking out the front door, blocks to the left. So whenever they have an emergency call, you'll hear like the
You'll definitely hear
sirens and
that. Yeah,
things. Yeah, and that can be quite loud, but for the most part, it's pretty quiet.
good, good.
Yeah, she continued on and she said that she'll behave on this one.
Ah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Good idea,
Yeah, right.
Karen. Yeah, we'll all bring a couple extra bucks just in case you need to get bail money. So
Uh.
And
If
I guess
she's
it's
going to jail,
important.
I'm going to jail.
I guess it's important to note that if you fly drones, you will get a message that says that you're flying, like you're close to like an area you're not allowed to fly drones in because of the police department. Just
because yeah,
FYI.
yeah.
okay. I don't think
So
any of
you've
us
had it
have
for
drones.
you said you bought it 10 months ago.
Yes. Yep. Back in
What
January,
led you to
January 9th.
what led you to buy it?
Well, I have been searching for a property for about 5 years now, probably. As you can imagine, there's only a certain number of properties that would fulfill the needs that I needed to fulfill in order to be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, that owns McIntyre Villa, was actually my realtor.
Oh,
She's one of my
cool.
best friends too. And I thought, you know what? Like, what better way to have to go about this than your bestie being a realtor and a ghost
Right.
hunter all at the same time and a
Yeah.
haunted location
And a
owner?
haunted
So,
location. Yeah.
oh yeah, we went on a spree looking at properties. So I saw this property and I sent it to her, and I'm like, I want to get in here ASAP. Like, I want to go look at this ASAP. And I ended up getting in there like a couple of weeks after I sent her the property, because I had a Disney trip with my daughters to go to Florida to Walt Disney World. So I had to wait until I got back from that in order to do it. But what ultimately ended up leading to an offer and acceptance and all of that was I was touring the building to see if it's something that would fit what I'm looking for. And me and Stephanie, my youngest daughter, was with me at the time. And then the seller's realtor was also on site for safety reasons because of the elevator and all of that stuff. They didn't want anybody getting hurt in the building. So the seller's realtor was also on site too. And we all heard a disembodied voice. And it was
All right.
like what I heard was like a scream whisper. There was like no discernible words, but it just sounded like somebody yelling in like a whisper tone. And that's what I placed my offer on, was
Like a
hearing that.
whisper
Wow.
yell. I hate it
That's
when
Yeah.
people do
awesome.
that.
Boy, that was
Well,
Every
meant
Like
to be,
really?
wasn't
What
it?
did?
and
Probably. Yeah.
everybody heard it, to the point that the seller's realtor said we are supposed to be the only ones in the building, and he turned around and went looking
When
for
looking, yeah.
whoever was in the building, and it was
oh,
just us.
wow.
That's
Yeah.
Yes.
wild.
And
What a
you're like
way to make a
right on.
decision.
Okay.
It's prob the
So
ghost.
so
The
you were
ghost.
already investigating all that stuff. How long you been an investigator?
I've been involved in the paranormal for probably about 20 years,
Yeah.
maybe a little more. I grew up in a haunted house. Um, and that's ultimately what kind of fed this passion of mine, is trying to figure out what the afterlife is, what are ghosts, and why do they exist, and why can we hear them or see them, or I mean, have I ever found the answer? No, but it's fun to
No.
try to
No.
find it.
I've been
Yeah,
trying to
it's
find it too. It's at
Yeah.
the I've been doing it for 19 years, and I'm at the end of this going like I haven't really learned anything.
Right,
I
but
know
it
other than they're there.
yeah, but it's so much fun.
Which
It's so much fun.
so are you I use the term woo woo. Do you have any like are sensitive abilities or anything like that?
Um, I think yes and no. Um, n-
You have more of an intuition than
I think after you do paranormal for so long, you kind of develop it over time. And I think really what it is that you know what you're looking for and you know what to pay
Yes, I agree
attention
with that.
to. And so I think that people that are pretty seasoned in investigating and things like that, we kind of have like a little alert system, if you will. Um,
Well, like you say, you say you're a nurse in the real
yeah,
life, in the really real world, and you
yeah,
just know. You know when
yeah,
you're dealing with things. You have that. So same thing goes. You got that experience. You know. I get it.
yeah, yep.
So that's right. So what, in your opinion, now and 10 months of having this building, uh, what are the ghosts? Are they from the? Uh, they're they're not. I wouldn't think they'd be clients from the mortuary.
Um, we have definitely caught Eliza Sleeper. She hangs
Yeah.
out in the flower room and in the embalming room, and that would be Lyman's wife, Lyman Sleeper's wife. She died in 1922. She didn't actually die in Iola. She died in Washington, Washington State. Or wait, yeah, Washington State. Sorry. There's so many stories I need to like keep
Yeah.
track of, and
But it makes
sometimes I
sense
get
she
them
would
mixed
come
up.
home.
Yeah. But from the sounds of it, one of their children lived there, and once Lyman passed away, she moved to be with one of her children because she was old and wasn't doing well, and she ultimately died in Washington State, and then she was shipped back here to be buried next to Lyman. Lyman Sleeper is also a very prominent spirit. You will get the sleeper name on ITC devices quite often. There is a um, video clip that I've seen from another group where uh, someone said, "Is this Eliza?" And then very clearly on a spirit box, you hear her say, "I'm Eliza."
Oh
It
wow.
was very,
Oh,
very
wow.
clear. Yeah. We have a weeping woman in the basement. I call her the weeping woman. I have no idea who this woman is, but you audibly hear her um, weeping in the basement. Actually,
Oh.
Josh Hurd and I were down in the basement. We had a duo event back in mid-September, and Josh Hurd and I were down there, and we heard the weeping woman, and she was so loud, and it was so sad and so desperate. It just sounded like pure despair. Kind of broke my heart, if I'm honest. I have no idea who this woman is, but she seems to be a pretty prominent thing or a person, ghost, whatever you want to call it, down in the
Yeah.
basement. And one of the other things that I find interesting as you start hearing these stories, yeah, that haunted neighbors paranormal. What was
You
that?
just said, yes, you do. I've heard her. Yeah.
Are you at Sleeper right now?
No, I'm at home, but there was like this
Oh.
big explosion sound. My daughter's sitting on the couch. I was like, "What was that?" It was so
What do you
loud.
mean?
I don't know what that was.
Promise.
Uh.
It was like I farted. No, I'm just kidding. It was so loud.
You guys
I
got
don't
a
know if
storm or anything?
no, I don't know if maybe a transformer blew up, but it was so loud.
Oh my gosh.
Squirrels have been nuts recently.
Yeah,
What?
they have. Dad joke. Okay.
Nope, no pun intended. That one. That was a good accident. But anyway, no, because my daughter lives about 40 minutes from me, and her whole neighborhood got blown out because a squirrel chewed through a transformer
Oh, dang.
wire.
Well, our lights are still on, so there's that.
Well, at least
That's
it
Um,
wasn't yours. There you go.
you might have heard me squeal a little if all the lights went out and I heard that big explosion.
Oh.
Anyway, but Haunted Neighbors Paranormal, she was there for the duo event, and the Weeping Woman was also heard by a lot of the patrons that attended that night. Um, People have asked me who I thought she was. I can tell you that I was looking during my nerd out session. I did find a woman. I believe it was in the mid to late 1920s. She lost her three children to scarlet fever in 2 days, and
Oh.
um,
Wow.
I want to say the children were like 8, 6, and 3. I want to say two died in
Wow.
one day, another died the following day. And all three of their services were held at Sleeper Mortuary at the site that it sits now. 11 years after that, her husband committed suicide, and his service was also held at the
Mm.
mortuary.
Good
Wow.
gravy.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of trauma, but I guess in a way it's kind of expected because of the nature of the business that was there for all of those years. I will also tell you another story that of who the weeping woman could be. um, Pat and Paul Friskel. They own the mortuary from like this, I want to say like the early 70s, maybe mid 60s, early 70s, right around in that era, all the way up until it closed in 1998. Now there were several different business partners within that time that would come in and they would partner, and they actually merged with Wall Yoakum in town, and they had two buildings for funerals and things like that. But in the late 1980s, Paul Friskel and his wife Patricia, also known as Pat, their two daughters and five grandchildren were involved in a train versus car accident, and they all passed away that day.
Man,
Wow.
Yeah,
it's
Wow.
terrible.
yeah, it's so terrible. So,
Wow.
if I had a guess on the weeping woman, it would probably be one of those two women, if I had to guess, but I don't know that for sure. I've never gotten a name associated with the woman, but you definitely can hear her in the basement from time to time.
Wow.
Karen just asked, are there any triggers that we should not, that we should avoid? It's on the screen right now. Because I know that we like to play games and music, but are there any triggers that we maybe shouldn't use for, since it's more of a religious place?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I've never seen I've never seen anything deter it or entice it. It's always been kind of hit or miss, or at least to my knowledge. The thing about it is that we've only been open for 10 months, so we don't really have any patterns as of yet. We don't really have like the antecedents to activity or non-activity. So I can't really answer that question.
Okay.
We do kind of live in the Bible Belt, so there was like a religious, I don't know what it was, like it wasn't like a hymn book. It was like a service book or something
Like a
like that. It was like a,
prayer book, whatever.
yeah, like you get them at funerals, and it's like several
Oh,
pages, and it has like
okay.
some prayers and things in it that was found down in the basement.
Okay.
I want to say it was Catholic, but I could be mistaken. It's up on my
Well,
wall of
you're
weirdness.
definitely gonna get that at a mortuary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, Karen. I wish
But
I could answer that question, but I honestly
Aaron
don't
probably
know.
went to play her thrash devil music and see if that happens. Anything,
I mean, you can, because there's been all types. I mean, we've had funerals for murder victims there. We've had
yeah.
funerals for accident victims, drowning victims. There was a big flood. You have the Spanish flu. Now, although none of the Spanish flu funerals took place in the site as it sits, there was a building that filled the space for sleeper mortuary in that 5 years when they didn't have one. It was on the square somewhere. I do know that. So all of the Spanish flu victims would have been at that satellite mortuary. But there's a lot. There's a lot of different types of death that we've had funerals there for.
Is the
Well, that's
cemetery
one
that
thing.
most of these
We
people
all
were
die.
buried? Is there a close cemetery that most of these victims went to at some point?
There's the Iola City Cemetery, and I think it's called Highland Cemetery. I'm pretty sure that Lyman and Eliza both are buried in the Iola City Cemetery, and then AR was buried in Highland, I think. I would have to fact check that because I haven't looked at that information for a while. You would think I would know, but I'm human and I forget things. I'm an
Uh,
old human and I forget things. Um,
So, so are you from that area?
I am not. I live about an hour and 15 minutes away from Iola, right around.
Okay. Okay. So that's a nice little commute.
It is. I don't mind it though. I mean, to go to work these days because I'm an agency nurse, it's 5 hours one way to work. So
So that's
an
nothing.
Ooh.
hour and 15 minutes is like pocket change.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
That's funny.
I
I
did
was
that
looking
for
at
years.
the address because your address is 110 South Washington, and I looked it up for a specific reason. I work for the library in Caney, and Southeast
Uh-huh.
Kansas Library System is
Oh,
located in
nice.
Iola. Every time we go there, we eat at Sharky's, and I was like, I wonder
Yes,
how far away it is from Sharky's. Is it in the
it's
same building, or
it's
is it?
it's well, we're at 110 North Washington.
Yeah, they're 112.
Sharky's
Is the address?
Sharky's is yeah, we're at 110 North Washington. Sharky's is 2.5 blocks away.
So it's showing it like in the same one. I was all
Now,
excited. Is it in the same building?
no, it's not. But it's very,
You
very
get excited
close.
about food.
Yeah, I
Well,
do
I'm
too.
like telling you
Sharky's is
guys when
good.
you go to eat at Sharky's because they're
Yeah,
super good.
they're good.
Well, I guess we're gonna go eat at Sharky's, Ken.
You won't regret it.
Sounds
No,
You
you
good.
won't
won't.
regret it.
Yeah, Karen just said we found our dinner spot. So make reservations, Karen.
Yeah,
Woo!
it's so good.
It is.
No,
That's really cool that it's not that far away, though.
No,
so
I walk there actually because
Oh,
I'll go eat there when I'm in town because it's one of my favorite spots.
yeah.
And when people ask me where to eat at, I always say Sharky's, and they're so good.
so will you be there next weekend or?
Um, you're coming what day?
I think it's a Friday the 17th. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be there to check you in.
Okay.
Yep. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have to go
Okay.
eat dinner at Sharky's.
There you go.
Okay. Now I'm hungry and I just ate. All right.
We'll fax you a
All right.
sandwich.
There we go.
We'll fax you a sandwich. Oh my goodness. Good
Send
gravy.
me the soup of the day. That.
Oh, I'll email that to you. There you go.
So
Oh
Oh,
my
what kind of
God.
experiences have you had there personally, Tori?
Um, Lots of disembodied voices. I hear them all the time. Like it's kind of the disembodied voices that you hear that's too good to be true, and if you told anybody that wasn't there, they wouldn't believe you type. Like the
Yeah.
frequency that at which it happens is insane. I will say that they happened more so when we first opened as opposed to now, but I still hear them quite frequently. And that's one of the number one things that people report during their investigations are the disembodied voices that you hear. It's kind of weird because whenever it's almost like you're hearing a faraway conversation, and I equate it to like Peanuts' parents, the cartoon
Oh,
Peanuts, and you hear
oh,
wah
wah
wah wah
wah
wah wah
mm-hmm.
wah
wah.
wah 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 wah. That
Mm-hmm.
you kind
Yeah.
of hear that in the distance.
I totally
But
understand. Heard it. I've heard
yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
it's very that. But other times it's very clear and it's direct. And I was in the flower room one night with my buddy Travis, and he was, I don't know, just to the left of me, probably a couple of arms lengths away. And I heard a female in my right ear, and she said, I want you to go. And it was very clear, it was very loud. And I looked at Travis and I'm like, did you just say something? He goes,
Yeah.
no. I was like, "Did you hear that?" And he goes, "No." But we did catch it on recorder. But
Yeah.
it
I,
said,
I
Okay.
like how it's polite. I want you to go. Usually it's get
yeah.
out. I like it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and knowing what I know now, back then I didn't know this, but knowing what I know now, I'm fairly certain that was Eliza.
Yeah.
The demeanor that comes off of that spirit and the interactions that you have with her is very calm and kind and wholesome. You know what I mean? She's one of my favorites. Lyman is one of my favorites. In fact, we have like a little saying around the mortuary when something breaks or goes wrong. We say, "Damn it, Lyman." Um, I need to get a T-shirt that says that for sure. But yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's funny.
So do you do this alone or do you have other teammates? I thought you were on some kind of a team that you're Was it called Mirrored Souls or something?
Yeah, that's me and my bestie, and that's just kind of what we would go around investigating. We would go
Okay.
to different places because I still like to visit and support other locations and things like that. But I'm a one-man show. It's just me
Okay.
running the mortuary. I didn't go into it with a partnership. Everything that I put into it was is just all me. So
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
um,
good. It's
Did you
I
good.
have to?
do.
Congrats.
I do investigate it time to time on my own, like during the day, but you would not catch me there by myself at night. Ain't no freaking way. Nope, not gonna happen.
Did you have
That's
to make?
funny.
Did you have to make many changes after you bought it?
No, it's as I found it. It's as I found it. I didn't
So
change anything.
so just basic cleanup and
Yep.
make sure there's no nails sticking out of the wall.
The only thing that I did change was the elevator. I did do
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
And
Don't want to
then
lose any
right.
toes. Yeah.
right, we don't need
Yeah.
any ghost toes floating around. Wouldn't that be weird? You'd be sitting on the couch and this big toe comes floating down the long hallway. Everybody'd run for their lives. Oh my
I've
gosh.
seen. I
Cover your
haven't.
Just
nose.
those, the little small thing. People think they're orbs. That
Yeah.
I haven't
You'd
It's
seen
be
just
that.
toes.
maybe
Oh
that's what
my
orbs
god.
are. Little ghost
you'd
toes.
be you'd be
Little ghost
squinting.
toes.
What is that?
Oh, ghost pinkies. There you go. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I haven't
Um,
seen that, but I have seen a pair of shoes walk across the floor.
oh
Well, it's
wow.
in legs.
Yeah.
That
I
was,
would
I've seen
and
all
legs.
kinds of
Yeah,
parts, but
legs
never
came
enough to
back.
small.
yeah.
I did see an
I
arm reaching out a doorway and beckoning me to, us to come that way. But
Oh.
never, nothing. It would have been different if it was just a finger, and if it's just one, I'd question that
Yeah.
too.
I'd
Really?
be like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's like which finger, right?
The
Yeah.
other
oh yeah.
Thumb
one of
hitchhiking.
the
There you go.
You
one
have
of the
no
other
idea what I'm
things
giving you.
yeah, one of the other things that I did see in the second floor. Now, like to understand this, like I just have to go into this whole story. So, this is I was working up north in a place called Hiawatha, Kansas. That was where my contract was at the time. And when I was on my way to work, I stopped on in Iola on my way to work so that I could clean up and get everything ready for the groups that were coming over the weekend. Because unfortunately, I can't check in every group because I work every other weekend. So
Right.
on the weekends that I'm working, I try to make sure everything is cleaned up and ready to go for them. So I did my thing and I gathered up the trash. And one of my bad habits is taking off my glasses because I've reached the age where I cannot see far away without my glasses, but I can't see anything up close with them on. Um,
Yeah. No,
so
I
I
get.
typically just take them off and set them on the counter. Well, I did my thing and I went downstairs through the garage door, shut the garage door, got in my car and realized that I had left my glasses upstairs
Oh
and I
no.
had also left the trash bag upstairs. I was like, oh shoot. So I opened the garage door, immediately back up. Like it literally had just closed, touched the floor, and then I opened it back up. And when I walked into the garage, like I immediately knew something was off. It felt very occupied. It felt very charged. It was the feeling where you just wanted to look over your shoulder to make sure nobody was following you type of feeling. So I go upstairs to the second floor, and the way the mortuary is set up, we have a small living room that's down at the other side of the building that you can see it by looking down the long hallway. And when I crossed the hallway and I looked down there, it was backlit from the windows, and there was a shadow figure that was as tall as the drop ceiling. So I want to say like 7, 8 feet
Oh.
tall. It was standing just out of view of the cameras that I have up there.
Of course.
It very
Of
clearly
course.
had like a fedora, like a brimmed hat. I saw the hat with the brim on it. You could see the face, the shoulders, and the arms, but the legs looked like a blob. There wasn't they weren't defined at all. I ran like a track star down those back stairs, and I
Wow.
did manage to get my glasses, but the contractors ended up cleaning up the trash that I left there because, um, but yeah, shadow
It's weird that
figures
it was
on the
so
second
tall because
floor. yeah,
Yeah,
is a common
I've
thing.
seen every shadow person I've ever seen has always been normal size, look like person size. But I have seen like we have we have shadows in this house, and they can be, I say they, I think it's only one spirit, but it can be really small or real tall and slender,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
uh, there's no like definition when
Yeah.
it's like that. So, but that's kind of weird. So you're saying it was like half formed and it's kind of blobby
Yeah,
legs? How weird!
like from the waist down, it just kind of looked like a black blob. Like
I wonder if
it
that's
didn't.
why he was so tall. That's weird.
I don't know. I
Ugh.
don't know, but he was big. Now, like it wasn't moving. It wasn't. It didn't. I mean, it was scary as shit. But like looking at like a posture or whatever, like it didn't
It
appear to
said boo to
be
your soul because you
threatening.
beat feet and head out.
Oh man, man, I'm only about 5 foot tall, and I was taking them stairs three at a time. Like I was getting out of there.
That's funny.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
And they said
Ah.
that was up on the second floor.
that was up on the second floor.
Is that
And
where
Any
you?
also,
particular room?
huh?
Any particular room? Or
It
just
was
anyone?
down by the master bedroom and the Marco Polo room, and you'll know them when you guys see them when you guys go in there. A lot of people don't expect this, but the second floor is temperature controlled. It has heat, it has air conditioning. There's 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, all with working showers. There's a full kitchen, a full size refrigerator. Um, Most people don't know what they're getting. I've had people rent Airbnbs, and you guys truly don't need to do that. Just bring an air mattress and some bedding and like a towel and soap if you
Sweet.
want to take a shower, but all of it works. It's like a house. But at
So
the end that has the small living room, there's 2 rooms that are kind of across from each other. One of them's gray and one of them's dark blue. And the dark blue one is the master, and the gray one is what I call the Marco Polo room. And it was standing about even with the doorways on there, on
Oh,
over there.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet.
No, it's great.
so there's power there also in those rooms.
Yes.
Electric.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
It's all like a house. Like it's
It's like a
carpeted.
civilized place.
It is.
Did
It's kind of
did
bougie for a paranormal place.
That's pretty
Bougie
cool.
paranormal.
We'll have to
Just
go there
damn
again.
it, Karen! Not fair.
Just
Yeah.
call it glamping.
Well, there you
Glam.
go.
That's funny.
Well, I got the other one then.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
We have
It's
friends already calling which room they want. So
um
That's
Well,
funny.
true. Okay,
there
fine.
yeah, it's actually it's pretty okay. Like I stay up there sometimes too, with other people, of course, with groups and whatever. Not very often, but I spent the whole weekend there whenever I bought the place, getting it ready and setting up things.
Nice.
Julie asked, do we have any public events? And if you do, are they small or large groups? So we do have public events from time to time. Sometimes I put them on myself, and other times groups will rent it to do events on, and they sell tickets to their events. Um, I would say 25 to 30 would be almost pushing max density for the mortuary. There's enough room for
Hey,
for everyone.
That's pretty big.
you say it's 15,000. You said 15,000 square feet.
Yeah, 15,000
Yeah,
square
three
feet. It's
floors,
five.
15,000. Yeah.
Yep.
Holy cow.
So there's 5,000 square feet per floor. However, sound does carry in there.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm sure.
you really have to kind of have like a strategic plan. Like if you have some on the second floor and people investigating in the basement, contamination is kept to a minimum, or if you're on opposite sides of the building. There's activity on all 3 floors. There is no limit to where they go. Actually, when I was there for the duo event, I stayed the night and I was in the master bedroom, the dark blue room, and something opened the door in the middle of the night and I heard it. And I perked up because I thought that somebody needed something because we had ticket holders that were staying overnight there. And I got up and looked, and the door shut, and it was nobody. Like nobody was.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I'm looking
And
so
if I
forward.
remember correctly, that actually happened in the Marco Polo room too. If Haunted Neighbors is still in here, I think she was staying in that room, maybe, maybe not. I can't remember which room she
She's
was
still in
staying
there.
in, but it happened to another group, or some of the ticket holders that were staying in one of the rooms. They also said that their door opened and closed in the middle of the night.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Wow.
Nice. I am looking so forward to it.
It's going to be crazy. I'm looking forward to it.
It is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fantabulous, and it's gonna be streamed live, y'all. I am going to be
You're
live.
gonna stream it?
We're
I
gonna have
am gonna
to
Now,
stream it.
we're gonna have to
Now,
see if
I
it.
will say, whenever you're
Mhm.
there is Wi-Fi that you can hook up to, but you usually do better on your 5G that you'll get in Iola. Now,
Okay.
full disclosure, I have Wi-Fi all throughout the building, and I have had the internet people out there like 5 times now, putting in extenders, and it will work just fine, and then it won't. I don't know if it's Ghost or if it's like something going on with the Wi-Fi. I'm actually getting ready to call them back and have them come back out and put more extenders because the basement you don't really get a whole lot
Right.
except for in the back corner, and you'll know it when you see it because there's a crap ton of chairs back there because that's like one of the most active parts in the basement is that back corner by the urn.
Mhm.
Excuse me, I was drinking soda, but back in the back corner with the urn
Soda.
display. Yeah, soda. What do you guys call it? Pop?
Nope,
Coke.
soda,
No.
soda.
No.
I call it Coke.
Soda.
I'm from
I'm
LA. I'm
drinking.
from Lower
I'm
Alabama. It's
drinking
Coke.
water. No.
Well,
Um,
you had Diet Dr Pepper. I saw it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, uh, oh, Scott had someone sit down on his mattress. So
Yeah,
Oh
that
that's
wow.
it.
happened to somebody there. Um, it's so cool because the activity is almost so prominent that it's too good to be true. You know what I mean?
And somebody
It's
had a
so
Yeah.
door
real.
open while they were there too. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, active place. It's nice.
Yeah.
Uh, is it like active all the time? Like anytime you go
Mm-hmm.
out there, do you always get something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're just wanting people to know.
Yeah, they are.
That is
And
pretty good.
it like even on the quietest nights, now there are groups that have been like, well, we didn't really have a whole lot. Go back and listen to all of your video footage because I guarantee you've gotten some like class A EVPs. I guarantee it. Um, I actually have a viral video right now on TikTok. I'm Haunted Sleeper Mortuary on TikTok, and it's pinned to the top of my page, and it's the singing ghost. That's what I labeled the video, and it was caught on my security camera. I was giving a tour to a woman, and I heard the female voice with my ears, and I thought like nobody else responded, nobody else reacted to it. Like I kind of looked around and nobody said anything, so I was like, oh, maybe I'm just hearing shit because you gaslight yourself there because you're like, did I really hear or see that?
Yeah.
There's no way. But I went back on my security camera and there is a singing ghost and she's singing I love you, and it's very very clear, very clear. But that's the kind of stuff that people catch there. It's really cool.
Ah,
So you have a security uh, video system. Is that something that we're not going to tap into? But if we have something, can you pull
Yep,
information off of it for us?
yep. I
that's
have
cool.
very few cameras on the second floor because I don't want people to feel like I'm watching them because I'm
Right.
not. The main reason that I have it there, what started on the second floor was the report of the shadow person from the person that I purchased the building from. Now, he said that he saw like his living room was, or where his TV was in the small living room. And you'll know what I mean when you go there. One of the living rooms is like really big and the other one is really small. But he would see a shadow cross the hallway almost on a nightly basis. So it started out with me putting a camera up there, and I did catch the singing ghost on there. There was no like visual anomalies with that, but I also have a camera in the small living room because I have a casket on display in the small living room. I have an 1870s Oddfellows casket that has human biological material still in it. If
Yo,
you look in it,
don't
you'll
lay in
see,
it.
yeah, don't lay in it. You don't want to do that. Um, but you can see like where the spine was, the ribs. It's very kind of gross, honestly, but it's cool for people like me. I value history and
Yeah.
I love things like that. So I do have a camera on that. But those are the only two cameras that I have on the second floor. I don't have
Medical
any
people can
cameras
get
where
kind of
there's
morbid
an
anyways.
yeah, I don't have any cameras where there's an expectation of privacy, so no bedrooms or bathrooms. Quite frankly, I don't want to know what people are doing in there.
Yeah.
And then on the first floor, I have it in the chapel, the flower room, the casket
Oh,
showroom,
good
and
question.
the in the embalming room because there is the original embalming room is still intact
Okay.
in the building.
Cool.
Did I read
Karen has
somewhere?
a question.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's actually a good question. I'm surprised,
Mm.
Karen. It says,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
asked
"Wow,
that one.
can we purchase copies of the security camera system?" So that would be a great thing for a team to come in if you're able to, uh, uh, for a fee, of course,
Yeah.
give them copies of the time that they were there in the building, because that would just,
I mean,
I,
I can download it and I would never charge for it. I mean, you guys are
yeah,
paying to be there and it's just
yeah,
honestly it's security camera footage that I'm going to do nothing with.
Oh,
If
that
I
would
can
be
figure out
amazing.
how to
that,
download it and send it, email it, I definitely will do that. Now, I have screen recorded and like sent off instances where people were having experiences and they wanted that security camera footage and I will send you. I don't have any problem sending that kind of stuff. I'm just happy people want to go,
Yep.
and I love sharing my building, and I just love everything about it.
Awesome. Well, we would appreciate that tenfold, definitely. Save
A
us
lot
from
of
Yeah,
having to set up a lot of stuff.
no, that's
yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
I had a question. I lost it that fast.
It's
So, do
gone
you have
forever.
anything for the mental people? I'm of age, I think, to do that
oh,
from time to
Okay.
time.
I
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that we're not supposed to stay or sleep or whatever. Is it the first floor,
Yes. So,
main floor?
according to Iola City Code, um, I have a dual zone for my building. My first floor is zoned commercial, and my second floor is zoned residential.
Okay.
Now, I am within a block of the city square, right? And they will not rezone it to all residential because of that reason. Now,
Yeah,
the rules state per city code that nobody is supposed to sleep in the commercial space of the building.
Right.
However, I don't know what people are doing when they're there, and I'll just leave it at that.
it's a that's just a way they can get they can find people for falling asleep on the job.
Yep,
Yeah.
There's no
yep.
sleeping commercial zone.
Well,
Nobody stays on the first floor.
there you go.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be on
Some of those chairs are quite comfortable. Anyway,
Yeah.
is there a lot of
Yeah.
chairs already set up in the
Oh.
building?
Yes, I have, I think 35 or 40 folding chairs, and I tell everybody that they can move those chairs wherever they want to in the building. You can see where the hot spots are because that's where all the folding chairs are.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole lot of furniture on the second floor, so if you have like camping chairs or whatever, I would bring them to sit in because I have two couches and a recliner. Because I haven't really quite made profit enough to really furnish it the way that I want to.
I
You
don't
know,
think that's asking too much for something. If you want to sit, bring your own chair. I don't think that's
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
asking
there's a
too much.
couch and stuff there, but it definitely, um, you know, I'm more. It's baby steps, work in progress.
Sure. No, it
Absolutely.
Oh,
makes sense. Is there any place that people are not allowed to go?
Nope.
Okay, so you got full 15,000 square foot.
Yep.
and we'll
I have an
find one
office space.
additional square foot. Go ahead.
I have an office space that it has my personal storage of like my equipment, and that's off limits. But it's honestly like a very small room.
Okay.
So,
Can you come and go from
yep.
the building?
Yep.
Okay.
What I do is I have a push button entry because, like I said, I can't check everybody in every week because I work out of town every other weekend. But you will get, whoever booked the venue will get a PIN code that will get you in and out of the building for your entire stay, and it's just you know like you see on an Airbnb.
Okay.
Well, let's get into that. How do you book it?
You can go to the website. It's www.sleepermortuary.weebly.com, and you go to the calendar tab, and it shows the Google Calendar on there. It shows you what's available and what's not. And then there's two forms. The first form is if you want to book a private overnight, it's $600 for up to 10 people. The second form is if you want to put on your own event there. So if you're selling tickets to an event, you get like a 25, 30 maximum ticket that you can charge whatever you want for. If you're putting on your own event, you fill out the second form.
That's good. That's good. It's $600, and that's from when to when?
You get it from 3 p.m. until 10 a.m. the next day.
Oh, wow, that's really good. That's really good.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you do sleep, you don't have to. We got to get out of the building at 6 o'clock.
Now, and I will
Ew.
also
Bless you,
say,
Shauna.
bless you.
Thank you.
I will also say, hi, Heather. I love Heather. I will also say that I'm very flexible. Like, especially people that are investigating other buildings, like some people that are coming from Garnett House in the morning. If I don't have a group there the night before, I will let you in whenever you're coming. Like, if you get out of Garnett House at 9 a.m., because I can't remember what their checkout time is, I will go ahead and let you into the building. I have no problem with that.
Oh,
Or
that's good.
people or people that need to stay a little bit later. I have no issues with that at all. I'm pretty flexible.
Just work it out. Let you know. No, that's good.
So on
Mhm.
their own, if you were going to book for your own event, same price, or is it more expensive?
It's more
It's
expensive.
800.
It's 800.
800. Okay.
Yep.
That's
Now,
if you're
what
running an
was your
event.
question? Is 800 for
If
what
you're
now?
running if you're running an event, it's
if you
800.
ran your own event.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And that's really
That's
just to make up for like the electricity, and I supply the toilet paper, paper towels, coffee, because I have a Keurig there, and I provide coffee pods, and I provide hot tea and hot chocolate,
You
and
and
that's all on the
Stephanie are
house.
goddesses. I love coffee. I'm a bean juice fanatic. So, yay.
And then also on top of that, like if groups come and they leave, like because a lot of times once you get done logan a 40 pack of water up the North 40 upstairs and put it in the refrigerator, you don't want to take it back
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So any bottles of water or anything that's in the refrigerator, that's fair game. Everybody, like groups that are coming in, drink it up. Like that's
Yeah.
what it's there for. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We just donate this to the cause. I get it.
yeah, because
All
nobody
right.
wants to take it back downstairs.
Understandable. For
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's pretty awesome. I
Bring
like
your
it. That sounds
walking
like a
shoes.
great place. And as we come to the close of this, I just want to say congratulations on the purchase, congratulations on the success,
Thank you.
and I just hope it's more successful in the future. That's a
Yes.
great
Thank
place.
you.
Sounds like a great place. Sounds very interesting.
yeah.
I'm
I
not going to get
cannot
to come
wait to
along
meet
with
you
you
and,
people.
and enjoy it because I can't wait to
Yeah.
talk to
Yeah.
the ghosts.
So I don't want
I'm
you to go
excited.
away. I want you to hang around. I'm going to send you back to
Okay.
the green room. Enjoy
All right.
the donuts and coffee back there. All right. We'll be right
Thank
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Okay,
reaching out with us.
what is it? Who are we doing? What are we doing? What's next week?
What
What's
are we
going on?
doing? Next week
Do it. Yeah,
is Joe De Hoyos from Beyond
ready?
the, what was it? Beyond the
Go.
Woodline podcast. That's
Oh,
it.
Put on the wood line.
Beyond
Yes,
the
yes.
beyond.
I
Beyond the
seen that
Woodline.
movie. And you go in there.
Yeah,
It's
no.
that beyond. What was that? I remember. I'm not Shyamalan. I'm not a ding dong guy. Anyhow.
Village of the
Anyhow,
Damned.
join us next week.
Join us next week. Bye, y'all. Have a
See
good
you guys.
week. Happy birthday to
Okay.
my baby
Oh, wait a minute.
boy.
What? Who?
My baby
Bye.
boy. He's 21. Yes. Bye. Happy birthday to my baby.